I really don't think it's that bad. But you see, with state and federal funds drying up, well, let's just say it's making our job harder than it was.
What about the rumors that the task force is made up of Army Reserve units?
Where did you hear that? The Inquirer? You people should check your facts. That's all I have for you today, so if y'all don't mind, I'll be moving on.
Mr. Mayor, one more question. The Inquirer? Okay.
Mr. Croft, I have a confession in my hand signed by you saying that you're this vigilante fella's been running around the city for the last few months. Do I have that right, Mr. Croft?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you refused counsel.
That's correct, sir.
Boy, what kind of nonsense you fixing to pull on us today?
I don't understand, sir.
Our ever-efficient district attorney, Mr. Elkins over there, has a stack of papers a foot high, witnesses out the wazoo, and more pictures than Kodak says you done gone and killed a man.
Yes, sir. Mr. Elkins seems to be very thorough.
Then what incarnation are you trying to pull here, son? How the hell you planning on entering a plea of not guilty without any lawyers and shrinks sitting next to you? If you think you're going to escape by with a mistrial or some kind of insanity plea, you got another thing coming.
Irene.
It was dark and all, and I couldn't see nothing. But then all of a sudden, there he was. That boy done skittered down the side of the building like a cockroach in heat.
Then what?
Well, he done busted through their door like it was cardboard. Swept in there like a tornado of vengeance and opened up a big can of Southern fried whoop-ass on old Danny boy. Beat him stupider than George W. and tossed him out through the window out into the yard. I seen wreckers pull away cars that were in better shape than Danny.
What did the attacker look like?
It's hard to say. It was dark and it all happened so fast. A man in black, kind of like Cash, excepting he was wearing a mask and a cape. And those eyes of his, oh, Jesus Christ, superstar. I ain't never seen anything like it before. It was like I was looking into the face of death itself.
Were you frightened?
Who, me? No, sir. Not a bit. Danny was one up a creek, not me. This might sound crazy, but that old boy made me feel safe. No, sir. I wasn't scared of him at all. You got a match?
Good job. That was a good Irene.
We know the suspect's response time. He monitors our frequencies. He may have even tapped into our 911. But we think his base of operations is somewhere in here. And since we don't know exactly where, we're going to lure him out. But what we're going to do, we're going to have a 1054. We're going to have a merchant downtown assist us. And then as soon as they put that 1054 out, well, we'll monitor our calls. Now, on our calls, we're going to have posts set up here, here, and here, next to Hamilton Road and all this area. And what will happen, we'll spring that on. All right, man, are there any questions before I send you out on the streets? Okay, be careful. And guys, let's do some fishing out there.
This is Philip, and he's going to be playing the character of Stephen Blake. And Philip, whenever you're ready.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Blake, and welcome to a very special edition of American Heroes. Myth. The secret opening through which the inexhaustible energies of the cosmos pour through into human cultural manifestation. Those are the words of the late Joseph Campbell, one of the most influential writers and thinkers of our time. But what constitutes a myth? And what power do they hold over us? Tonight, on American Heroes, we'll take a look at how a myth became a reality, and how the people of one American city wondered, is truth indeed stranger than fiction? But unlike Irene Jacobi, many residents of Nashville would become frightened of their mysterious new resident. When American Heroes returns, we'll meet some of these people and discover their very different reasons for being afraid of the dark.
Well done. Mark Mazzoni, reading for Elkins.
Counselor?
I do have one final question, Your Honor. First, Mr. Croft, bravo on the moving soliloquy. I'm sure we all feel safer knowing that your conscience and a .38 help keep our city safe. But what about Frederick Harrison? Who kept him safe? Who speaks for him now? Freddie Harrison was a good man, not one of the thugs that Mr. Croft talks about, and yet he is dead, shot in cold blood, put there by our voice of the people. How many more innocents will die for Mr. Croft's conscience? Maybe next time it'll be you, or a member of your family. See, that's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen, trusting in the system, not in the whims of a masked man with delusions of grandeur. This is real life, Mr. Croft, not some comic book or Hollywood B-movie. In those stories, an innocent bystander like Freddie wouldn't die. Where's the happy ending for him? I'm waiting, Mr. Croft. Where's the happy ending?
Just because they aren't all happy endings doesn't mean that there can't be any.
Well, I don't see any right now, Mr. Croft. Not for Freddie Harrison, and not for the law-abiding citizens of our fair city. You are guilty, sir. Guilty of the same crime for which you stand in judgment of others. You have broken the social contract of adhering to the rule of law, and that is what gives all of us our humanity, our real voice. I have no further questions, Your Honor.